It's funny because any kind of rip like that, any like higher rip, you kind of get that like little head change. And she's like, "Are you sure it's CBD?" It's like, yeah, it's CBD, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then right after, she's like, "I feel good."
Yeah.
And then like just no head change, no nothing. And I put it away because I was like, "Well, it's expensive for one." And I fucking forgot all about it till just now.
That's nice, man. It's good stuff to have.
Yeah, it's totally clear. Was that crystal distillate or something like that?
Yeah.
Is that what they call it?
CBD. Are we on?
Yeah.
We are
Yeah.
on.
Might as well just.
We're on.
That was a good old intro.
Yeah. This is hemp oil from Bluebird Botanicals in Colorado.
Ooh.
Just fucking good ass hemp oil.
The top, what do you call that thing? The top,
Atomizer.
Yeah, is that, do you buy that separate?
I bought that separate.
Okay, because I was gonna say I've never hit one that has that much flow and like
smooth.
There's a lot of heat.
It's good. Yeah, it's a good one. It's like $5.
What?
Yeah, it works well.
Wow.
They
normally have such little flow that they get all clogged up
they
and
suck
stuff.
usually.
Yeah, they suck.
Yeah.
Usually you have that like hit and all of a sudden goes, and then you get that.
Yeah. You have to warm it up and it shoots oil into your mouth.
So kids, smoke your CBD.
If you're gonna vape, dude, I'll tell you what, it's better than some propylene glycol and.
Well, I think this does have the.
Oh, really?
The PG.
It has PG in it.
Yeah, it does have the PG, but it is good quality hemp. But what I really would like is to get some local hemp oil when this bottle runs out, because I see all those hemp farms. This guy, Stacy Page, has a place called Market Street CBD.
Yeah.
You know a place?
That's where we buy all our stuff, yeah.
No way.
That's where I got the crumble from.
No way. Fuck yeah. He's a great dude. I actually worked for him. And I think he's gonna have good quality stuff over there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. You worked for him?
Yeah, like trimming, like when I first moved to Ashland, like 5 years ago, for like a few days.
Yeah, it's a good spot, man. Not a lot of places got that much selection.
Really?
I think for the CBD stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I was buying the, he actually hooked me up with CBD oil, like Rick Simpson oil back then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he was doing back then. I didn't know, but he invented a machine called the Grasshopper. Did you guys know that?
I've seen the Grasshopper,
He invented that shit. I can't find, and the new one called the Locust or whatever. So I just thought
that's like a
nice
barrel
guy.
trimmer, right?
It's a
dry
keef collector.
Keef collector.
Yeah, to make the rosin out of.
Oh, sick.
Which would work clean.
Yeah.
Already separated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's cool, but
yeah, all that stuff that they're heat pressing, you seen that stuff now?
I've seen some of it.
Like videos on Instagram and stuff. It's a trip.
It's fucking wild. It's expensive in the stores. The rosin's the most expensive.
Oh yeah.
Paying for that machine.
Yeah. Yep. Now if I had it my way, that's all I would do as far as oils.
Yeah, solventless.
Yeah, because you don't know what's in that shit, the butane and the CO2. It just much better just press it and have the natural oil come out.
Yeah, man. For the longest time we just made butane oil, and you do your best to get the butane out of there, but I don't know, man. It just seems like over time.
If you get like a shitty vape pen or one with like a coil in it and you put it in there, after like the first 3 times at least, you're gonna start tasting butane because it's gonna be
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed, and then it's like that tells you it's in there.
Yeah, you really gotta. Yeah, you gotta try really hard to get all that butane out.
Yeah,
and I don't know. I talked to a guy. There's a guy that used to come out to the farms we used to work at, and he's actually a molecular biologist.
Wow.
Who works with weed.
Wow.
Yeah, right. And he came out and he said there's a danger of this is way above my knowledge, but he said there's a danger of the butane actually bonding with the molecules the longer it's in contact with it. So if you're not getting it to off gas within a certain period of time, there's a danger that it can actually not be able to separate.
Oh wow.
So that's probably why people will tell you, no, we got it all out because they got everything they could, but there's still something that just can't be.
And that's become across a lot of people burning it. It's because they're trying to get it out too fast.
Right.
We used to do baths with it, where you're like, you have a heated water with Pyrex.
Yeah.
Not boiling. You just literally pour in hot and let it temper out. And then you get another Pyrex to float on top. So you keep all your terpenes.
Double boil.
And you can, so basically we'd be around people and they'd be doing it. and you'd smell the weed, and you're like, no,
Yeah.
you're burning it off, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Too quick.
you know, some people don't want the terpenes in there because when you leave the terpenes in, it is way harsher to smoke.
It's harsh. Yeah.
It hits your throat, and you go,
Yeah.
you know. But
Comes with flavor and color.
But yeah,
then the toss up is
if
the
you
burn.
can smell the smell of the weed when you're burning getting the butane out, you're evaporating terpenes.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just don't know. I mean, you don't know what happens
No.
during the process. There is oversight, but if you know how life works, you know that rules don't mean shit in general in the universe.
It doesn't.
So you don't really know.
No, and there's people that'll be like, well, this weed got moldy, and then that's what they start running, and they just extra filter it, and
then you get to the weed shop, and the girl's like, oh yeah, it's 69%, and you're like, yeah, awesome. And I'll take it. I mean, you don't already know.
Yeah.
There was 13% mold. That
Yeah,
you
exactly.
won't know, but
exactly.
yeah,
We
exactly.
didn't put that on the label.
Yeah. Oh no, we did a mycology test. It's all good.
Yeah, it's all good. The state of Oregon, you know.
I've been smoking it for like 13 minutes.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah, my life's great. I work.
We got those in yesterday, but you should be good to just put it in your
just
lungs.
go for it. The package is nice. It's yellow. But anyway, don't smoke marijuana.
yeah, that's just almost like those electric skateboards.
Let's talk about that electric skateboards now. When did you first hear about this thing?
It was more that I saw it. And I
Yeah,
was like,
when
what
did
the
you see?
fuck
When did
is
you see
that?
this? Yeah.
Yeah. The first thing I actually saw was one of those big one wheels. So it's not actually an electric skateboard, but we were in Seattle, and this dude was just ripping down the street on it. And it's it's one of those ones where the wheel is probably like 14 inches around, and it's like 8 inches wide. It looks like a big like go-kart wheel in the middle of two pads you stand on. And he was going like 12 miles an hour uphill.
Wow.
Yeah, and so that right there, I was like, oh, the technology's there, because being a skateboarder, that's something you always have thought about. Is like, dude, how do we make this like into what a motorcycle is, or and there were people back then that would put like a go-kart motor on like a longboard or something. There's those crazy people doing that, but the ones that just have a little battery pack, I didn't see those until like 3-4 years ago, something like that. Yeah. And it's really surprising because you're just like, oh, dude, that guy's mobbing on the longboard, and then you're like,
he's going up.
He's not slowing down.
Yeah.
He's not. Yeah.
How's it gonna come to a stop when the car's coming?
Yeah.
Damn, they're getting good with those bearings.
Yeah. Seriously. Yeah, man. I remember a few years ago, I went to my little brother's house in New Jersey. They had like one of those skateboard. What is it? I can't even picture what it looks like now. It might be. The wheel is electric. It was like an electric skateboard. It might be the one wheel, which I can't fucking remember. But I tried riding it. I was like, I don't know how you ride this fucking thing. Like, I couldn't figure it out. It might have been the one wheel, but can you think of another one that's...
The weird thing is, I hate that they call it this, but the hoverboard things, like the forward facing, it's kind of looks like
is that what it was? I think that's what it was.
Those I don't get. Those and those, remember Rip Sticks?
Was that like the
it's
snake
not
board?
motorized, but it's just like they have like a rollerblade wheel in the front and back, and they're on swivels.
Yeah,
and then it like
to
it's
move,
articulated so you
Okay.
can move each foot a different way.
Yeah.
Super weird.
Was it also called a snake board?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's the motion. The board actually bends, and it's like.
Yeah, I think it was one of those forward-facing ones. Which, yeah, I was like, that thing, you get fucked up on that thing.
Oh, dude, yeah, a Segway with no handle, dude.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah,
yeah. Those things seem.
What's wild is if you watch those on YouTube, people get fucking crazy on them. They'll go up ramps and stuff, and you're like,
yeah.
I can only go like maybe 2 feet.
Yeah.
I think I watched one video and a guy was like on the side of a like a 12-story building, and he's like riding along the edge of it, and you're just like, all right, guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, has it been done? I'll do it. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah, the one wheel. I just saw a guy like, I don't remember when I first saw it, but I saw a guy going up the street on a skateboard. I was like, this guy's not pushing at all, just fucking going.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's incredible. That's incredible.
Yeah. All your childhood dreams are just like, oh.
Yeah, and then I started looking it up. They are fucking expensive though.
Yeah.
Like a cheap one, like a cheap decent one, like $750,
Okay.
something like that. At least pretty expensive.
Yeah.
Just the starting rate.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Do you remember how long the battery lasts on that?
Not sure. I think it was like around the range of maybe 7 miles.
Okay.
For the starter package.
7 miles total.
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
That's not that bad, you know. They had ones for 14 miles. That would cost more. And those are for like regular skateboards.
You just retrofit a skateboard?
It was like they look like regular skateboards.
Oh, right.
I mean, like
Okay.
a little bit bigger, but not like necessarily a big longboard. But then they have off-road boards. They have like high-end ones, which I looked up. Fucking insane, like with like mountain wheels and everything. And yeah, this one, I forget what it's called. Like, I don't remember, but it was it can go just maybe like, I don't know, it can go a long distance, like I'm guessing at least like maybe 40 miles or something.
Whoa.
And
Which you would need to be off-road.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because you start hitting hills and that's
Yeah.
going to cut into the battery hard.
Yeah. That, and then it can go up to like 50 miles an hour.
What?
Yeah.
Fuck.
50 miles an hour.
Got some momentum for the hills, right?
Yeah.
Shit.
But this thing cost $4,000 for the high end one. But that's like, I don't know. I mean,
It's the last $4,000 you'll ever spend because you're going to die.
because you're gonna die. You're gonna
That's
go.
it. Like, well, no one's buying 2 of these.
No. Yeah. They have a thing. They have a disclaimer that says when you purchase a board from us, we are not liable for anything that happens to you. You know, they don't do that when you buy a bicycle.
No.
They're like, good luck. Take
Yeah,
a
they're
helmet.
like, yeah.
You want to buy a helmet? You don't have to, but
You won't.
want
It's not
to?
going to help you.
Do they even do that when you buy a car? I don't think they.
No,
No,
I don't think so.
None of that.
This shit, I mean, yeah, you can just picture. I mean, they're saying, yeah, don't go as fast as you, unless only go as fast as you can feel comfortable jumping off of it. But you're gonna go faster than that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so like 1/5 of the speed that it goes.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
After 10 miles an hour, dude, you're eating dirt for
Yeah.
sure.
Yep.
Man.
So yeah,
Well, it's just like the longboarders that like will hit the hills up here and they have nothing on. And then as they get to the stop sign, they literally stop at the stop sign. They just do that power slide. And You're like, the fuck? I did a little one up there by the park and I gained up too much speed and I jumped off because I was like, I don't know how to stop this thing. And I
Yeah.
fucking hurt my knees.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the Lithia Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is not that
That's
much of an
that's a pretty
incline.
big hill. I mean, you go fast down that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you get
On the-
like 30 feet and you're like, I'm going too fast. I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'm done.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, the thing that kills me is the textures vary so much on roads that I don't know how people are that confident. You know, if the asphalt's like really grainy and has big rocks in it, how do you know you're going to be able to power slide on it and not
That's
just...
a good point.
Maybe they just...
These guys are like magicians. The guys.
Oh, right.
They're like magicians who do all that crazy stuff, and they know how to power slide like superbly well.
Yeah, they just like do a half of a levitation.
Yeah.
So that they're good. Like, well, there's no
They-
weight on the board, so...
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Yeah, that would be cool. But then, so they have remote controls. These powered skateboards. So, you can go, which is cool because you can go down big hills and then have a brake. I guess that's how it works. I hope it's got a brake.
Electric brake on the handle.
I hope so. I think I'm making that up. But
Well, that from an engineering standpoint would be really easy to do. You just, it should, and it actually, if they do it right, they can make it charge the battery back.
oh
That'd
yeah,
be sick.
yeah. The brake, because that's
how
the hard part
Teslas
about going down hills on skateboards is you can't stop.
Yeah.
And then you're faced with two choices, neither which is that good. Either
Dang.
keep going.
That right there makes it worth it, man. A skateboard with brakes.
Yeah, a skateboard with brakes, and then they also have skateboards with just a handbrake, old school. And they have mountain
Right.
boards like that.
Those I saw a while back, and
Yeah.
it made me think that they were electric, but they're just a brake.
Just a brake. That would be cool too.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, the end of the story is, you need to have a lot of money for any of these devices.
Yeah.
You can't, So I'm like, it's all just a fantasy at this point.
Yeah.
Just fantasy.
Yeah, 'cause it's just gonna get better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have hoverboards now, I guess, that actually levitate, like from Back to the Future.
For real?
Yeah.
Or they
They actually have that
air
shit.
powered?
Hovers above the ground.
Probably so fucking loud.
I was gonna say.
I don't know how it does it. Maybe it's
You know,
magnet.
just-
Yeah. I think it's like magnet. It might be magnets.
How?
I don't know. I actually don't know, but it's
don't know.
fucking wild, man.
Man.
It's fucking wild.
They're gonna start like redoing roads over time with the reverse magnetic.
Yeah, maglev
Yeah.
roads.
Yeah.
That would be
It's
awesome.
like,
So like
what-
this is the track for just those boards.
yeah,
Yeah.
they
Like
do
a
that
bike
in
lane.
Minority
Yeah.
Report, right?
Right.
You guys remember that?
yeah, I remember that.
I think those are mag roads, maglev roads.
That would be a much better way of doing things.
Yeah.
Than
It takes a lot less energy. Yeah. They have that. Have you seen that? I don't know why they call it. This is such a silly thing to call it, but it's called quantum locking. It's like they figured out a way to get a magnet to stay upright above a mag track.
Okay.
It's super small. It's not. I'm not talking about a car, but it's literally just like this little thing. But the catch is you just have to keep the magnet in liquid nitrogen.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, so it's
Yeah.
it's like a frozen magnet, and I don't know. I guess they did something that makes it stay perfectly level, which is kind of hard to do with magnets. I guess.
That's wild.
I guess.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that would take a lot more energy than any of this shit would be the energy it takes to make money for all the rich people who own all the oil.
Oh yeah,
That's taking a lot of energy.
Oh,
and
yeah. It takes a
human
lot of
lives.
Yeah, fuck up the air we breathe. It's all good.
Yeah, fuck
It's all
up.
good.
Raises. Yeah,
It won't happen when I'm here, so it's okay to do.
it's all right. Just for my kids and grandkids.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck
As long
them.
as I'm okay.
All the life forms on the planet. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Plants and animals.
No, dude, trees convert it back to oxygen.
When we cut,
As we're cutting them down.
They do when you don't cut them down.
when they cut trees, they plant new ones.
They grow within a year.
And they grow exactly the
they
same.
They grow like 6 inches every year, dude. If we cut down a forest 10,000 years old, just give it a few thousand years,
You know what's something interesting I figured I found on the interwebs was that when they clear cut an area of the Amazon, the dirt actually isn't fertile.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it destroys I know a little bit from growing weed, but I think it destroys the biome of the soil.
Fuck yeah.
Because all that stuff lives symbiotically with all the plants that were there.
Fuck
Made its
yeah.
adaptation.
And so the
you're
first
taking
thing
it.
they do is they plant a fucking fat field of soy,
Yeah.
because soy pulls nitrogen out of the air and fuses it to the dirt. And then so basically just like have to start from nothing. It's
Yeah.
like, which is really weird because you think of the rainforest and you're like, oh, that dirt must be amazing.
Well, and then all the sun shining on it when you cut down all the trees, which probably isn't good for all the, bacteria and shit that's used
I
to
think
like
it
dark
bakes
climate.
it out.
Yeah, it bakes it out.
Yeah.
Wow,
which makes
burning it.
Yeah, and the rainforest is on fire now, and just when I think about that, I just feel like comforted,
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude.
Just feel comforted.
I sleep super good.
So I mean,
feel
warm
especially
breathing.
because our air is still clean. As long as the smoke doesn't make it up here,
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. Just,
Exactly.
just burn the whole thing. It's fine.
Just fucking burn it, man. I mean, it doesn't, it's like a source of all medicines that we've come up with from the rainforest, but we got Tylenol and like, we probably got
dude.
enough,
You sit there and be like,
You know.
future us. Suckers.
Yeah. And, then there's thousands and probably, hundreds of thousands of unidentified species that we haven't, known about, but we'll never know because they're all going to go extinct.
Nah, we're good.
It's fine.
We're good. We figured it out.
What was it called? No, it don't matter. It's
It
okay.
doesn't matter. We never,
Oh man.
makes me, it's just comfort. This people call it the age of anxiety, what we're living in, but I call it the age of comfort.
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't get it, man.
Maybe it's because all those unknown medicines that are burning are just kind of it's like taking it's like getting in the air.
Yeah, it's like
it's calming us all
contact
down.
time.
Kind of like mold with oil.
Yeah, or like the oxygen mask in a plane. They're just like, don't worry, we're crashing, but
Yeah.
you're gonna be high as fuck on oxygen.
Those,
so you
Take in
won't
some of
care.
these fumes. You're all right, Brad.
I think those masks, are they're actually ornamental. It's just like a psychological.
Yeah. They're like, don't worry, the bag doesn't inflate. And then under their breath, they're like, because there's no oxygen in it.
That adrenaline you're feeling while you're going, that's going to take care of you.
It's just pure jet exhaust. like, you haven't been high like this, bro.
That's why I say do it for yourself first before your child, because you just pass out when you put yours on.
Oh, man.
That's almost as clean as taxes.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah. I don't know, as long as like South Park said, like as long as we're starting to think about almost maybe doing something in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, like, Amazon, they're like, yeah, we'll go carbon neutral by 2040.
Yeah, 2040, we're fucking there, dude.
We got you.
We said it. Now we're good.
Guys.
We're good for another 20 years.
Yeah.
Guys,
we would spend more money on it, but we had a really big tax bill. I mean, oh wait. Yeah, we'll get it 2040. We got it. We got you guys.
Well, sometimes I know I'm not that happy about how much money I'm making, and I know I'm kind of the only one in the world right now. But like, but the thing is I also feel comfort because they're gonna raise the minimum wage like up to $15 by like 2025. So as long as things keep going up like they're going up, like. I don't know. I just feel comfort from that,
dude. The polluted sky's the limit, bro.
Yeah, I mean, the cost of oxygen masks at that point, might be dirt cheap.
Yeah,
just go to the plane, just get the fumes from the outside.
Yeah, and there's probably some plant we haven't discovered in the Amazon that just works as a filter. So we just,
too bad it's already burning.
Cool. Oh, Amazon, but Amazon, they're gonna like how they have free shipping with Prime.
Yeah,
they're gonna have free oxygen masks coming up in like next few years.
Yeah. Your shipment comes with a free oxygen.
Yeah, and water filter too.
Yeah,
water filter, air filter. That's all you need.
So they're working with the fracking companies. I'm guessing.
That's right. I should call them the fucking companies. They just fuck everything. Just fuck the ground.
I heard they sell a device. You attach it to your sink. All the gas that's in your well now, like over in Flint, how they light their own water. Yeah. I heard there's a generator. You just hook it up to your sink. You turn your water on, and then you light it, and it produces electricity for you.
Fuck yeah, ingenuity, man.
Yeah,
it's American fucking.
But you
ingenuity.
have to pay a lease to the oil companies for sure. Yeah, it's only like a couple $100 a month, but
not bad, man. That's
dude, for freedom. Just for pure freedom, free energy for $200 a month, dude.
Not bad, man. And not only that,
it's going worldwide.
Yeah. Then the health insurance, dude. What is that, like $400 a month now? You figure a person makes like 50.
On a good month.
Yeah.
On top of when you go to use it, and then you get
that's pretty good, man.
You get back and you're like, oh, good, I got another bill on top of my bill of paying for the insurance that's not covering.
Exactly.
This is what I'm needing.
So I worked at a company recently, and they have like an opt-in period for their healthcare. So there's like 1 month a year that you can opt in for it, and I just happened to get hired that month, so I was like, oh yeah, cool, I'll get it, and then I'll go to the doctor a whole bunch, and then when I realized how much it was costing, I went to go cancel it, and they're like, no, you can't cancel it. I was just like, wait, what? You're joking, right? They're like, no, you have to wait for that month to opt in or out. Like,
yeah.
I'm not sure where the logic is there.
Shit.
Well, yeah, you signed the contract, bro. It's on you.
It's like a lease. They're like, dude, we were counting on. The doctor was ready for you, dude. You didn't show up. We already paid him.
You put your blood on the paper, and it was now legit.
Your soul is ours.
Yeah. That's the irony. I didn't go in for my physical, so they didn't get any of my blood.
But even when you do go to the physical, you get really good care. Like the doctors, they don't know what's going on with you. They got no solutions.
Dude,
they got nothing to do for you,
dude. It's so
the best.
Cool,
the best is when there's someone
good.
there doing the typing. The doctor's talking to you, but he's not making eye contact.
Right?
Oh yeah.
And then at the end, they're like, "All right, anything else for you?" I'm like, "Well, we haven't covered what I was just talking about."
Yeah.
But I also have this. Make another appointment for that, though.
Yeah. They're like, well, we're almost out of time.
Oh, yeah.
We're almost out of time. They closed the WebMD tab. And then, well, I think we're out of time for today.
Yeah, we're going to give you a prescription for Google. Just Google your symptoms.
Yeah, dude, I went to like a general doctor for tinnitus. I got tinnitus from running a trim machine, a weed trim machine. And so my ears were just ringing all the time. And I went in there, and it was this old dude. And I'm like, yeah, so I have like mild tinnitus, and really I was just trying to get referred to like a specialist because regular doctors don't know how to do anything. And he just looked at me. He's like, "Yep, well, you have tinnitus." I was like, "That's dude, I told you that's the first thing I said to you." Done. He's like, "Yeah, and that lasts your whole life, so just don't make it worse." I was like, "What?" They're so quick to dismiss it.
I need you coming back, so if I get you to a specialist, that means I lose you. So I need you to keep coming back.
Yep. Yeah, it's but it's really great because America's number one, matter what. Even if America's like 57, America's still number one.
Dude, number one.
And it just adds to my comfort, you know. It's like, because it's true. All other industrialized countries have all things that we don't have, and we're the richest country in history. But that's all right because we're America. We're the exception, you know. Shitty healthcare. The economy is doing great. Everybody knows the economy is doing great. You read Newsweek, you read all. It's fucking never been better, man. God bless Trump.
Bro.
RV sales are up. Like they're.
Fuck yeah, RV sales, tent sales.
Yeah, dude. RV sales, tent sales,
camping stove sales.
I hear lean-to technology is getting really good right now. Dude.
Electronic lean-tos.
Yeah,
they have Alexa built into the fiber, man. So now you direct connection with Amazon.
Yeah, dude.
Alexa, I need toilet paper. They get a drone flies it right there.
Yeah, dude, and it runs off the fumes out of
exactly
out of the sewer. You just set it up right by the sewer. You're good.
Yeah, and the money that Amazon's not paying in taxes is it's going to rich people's bank accounts. So then they're able to fund the banks. So they stay open.
Right.
So that rich people's money is still safe.
Yeah, well, banks are where money comes from, so you need to make sure they stay open.
Right. Without the banks, we just wouldn't know what to do with our lives. we would be like, the bank's closed, man. What do we do?
Pop up another one and put a coffee shop in it.
Yeah.
Get them to come hang out in it.
Yeah. Bank and coffee, so that when you buy that cup of coffee, you can pay your overdraft fees immediately. And just walk over.
Dude, that makes me wonder if I run across like a barrel of unrefined petroleum, can I just deposit it in the bank?
Dude, can I just buy arms from like Latin American gangs and like trade them for like cocaine to sell in Europe?
We have direct lines now, right? With free shipping.
They just redirect you to Mexico. They're like, nah, you got to go over the border for that. We do that, but that's our other bank.
Yeah. Do you guys? Yeah. Can I trade cocaine for guns, or guns for cocaine, or which?
Oh, in this line,
how does it work?
Right over here.
Yeah, man. This reminds me. The Mexican drug violence is worse than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's now it's not just around the border. It's actually now throughout Mexico now.
Mm-hmm.
Almost something like 35,000, like maybe a month or something. Maybe a month.
Are you serious?
If it's not a month, it's a year.
Fuck.
It's a lot of people.
Jesus.
And
even a year, dude. Fuck. It's
a lot of people. And those are all just a lot of that's just regular people, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
And the Mexican president's like, I just don't know what to do. He's like, I got nothing. Fucking sorry. He's like, I can't fix this shit.
Yeah.
He's like, it's up to you. I'm like, well, you could just legalize cocaine.
Yeah.
That might
something we used to do back in the day that was normal.
Yeah.
That helped and then got taken away.
You know how they for a while they were putting like pictures of lungs and stuff on cigarette packs?
Yeah.
I wonder if they could just start putting decapitated heads on dime bags.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
Like 8-ball, like a severed arm or something.
Yeah, dude. Just just a little awareness.
Yeah, exactly.
And you go, oh, that's not me.
That should fix it. We don't need to change the laws per se, but just legislate that they have to know each one of them has a death toll on it, like each 8-ball,
and then you can collect them all.
Yeah, exactly. You like put the body together.
Yep.
Well, there has to be a gimmick to it.
Oh,
for sure.
yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's getting cold in here, but we can turn on the heater when it gets more cold. Well, yeah, it's just more comfort, just more comfort because it's what I'm positive about is that the U.S. government is not making any money off of the drug violence in Mexico because that would be impossible.
No, there's not. That's not. I mean, come on.
It's not a possibility.
Come on, dude.
It's like, I mean, to think that the U.S. government could make money or do things in other countries that regular people don't know about.
Yeah, I mean, and there's obviously no historical precedent for it either. It's never happened before.
Never happened before.
We're that's why we're number one, actually.
Because we don't ever do anything in other countries.
The golden child of the world.
Yeah.
We're like, you have great heroin over there?
Have you seen?
Oh,
yeah.
We're going to go to war with you.
Have you seen? Have you seen our military bases? I hear they just hand out Twinkies.
Well, yeah, the 650 military bases, they're there just to give children candy so soldiers can take pictures with them. That's the only purpose.
In the back, they're getting the good old stuff and shipping it on over and
yeah.
Dude, we should get some of those the pictures of the soldiers in front of the poppy crops and just Photoshop in like candy corns on it.
Giving candy to kids, everybody.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's more comfort for me knowing like that. We used to like, we had wars, Vietnam War, Korean War, covert ops in Latin America.
Well, now our leaders just going over and having coffee with, overseas, and it's that comfort that you're talking about.
It's a comfort. It's a comfort because it's like a nonstop comfort. It's like now the wars just don't even end. They're just like, it's just like a permanent type thing.
Yeah.
Well, they're not.
I'll keep jumping over there, but you're gonna give me this in return. Yeah. All right. Cool. Let's meet up for lunch tomorrow and talk more about this.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, the new wars just aren't as bad. That's why. I mean, like, we're killing people in a more humane way.
It's more humane because there's a guy behind a computer screen, just like playing Grand Theft Syria or whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of back to that comfort. It's like the amount of time it takes for them to die. The quicker we get that, it's just way more humane.
It's so much faster.
Yeah, I mean,
it's it's not like a landmine where it might blow off like a leg or something. This is like explosion on your wedding. Everyone's dead.
Done.
Immediately.
Oh, yeah, because when they lose the leg, they say, hold on, we need that picture for the dime bag.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, America is number one. And when I watch the news, I'm just like, feel more comfort because it's like they just tell you, the truth. They don't manipulate you with images,
No.
Yeah.
Everyone,
you relax while you watch this.
Yeah.
Don't you worry unless you need to.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
We got this.
If you do worry, we're going to send a drone to come talk to you.
Exactly. And,
well, no, that's illegal to do here, though. But
yep,
America number one.
But they've only done it a few times. But it's illegal.
Yeah, it's illegal, so it's not happening.
We had to test
the
tracks to see how it worked out, and those people they signed something. Don't worry about it. They're okay. Where are they? It's okay. They're on vacation.
Okay. They're on vacation.
Yeah, I heard Uber's getting a defense contract soon.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, they're just gonna adapt their drones, for food delivery and or poisoned burgers, whatever we need. It just all works the same, right?
Help out those insurance that we have.
Yeah, and I heard they can carry multiple loads at a time, right? So like if I order a burger, it can drop that off, but then it can still have like a cyanide capsule in the next burger that's in the back of it. So I'm not gonna get that one, but then it goes over to the next guy.
Well, the AI is gonna be controlling who gets what burger.
Dude, an AI has got that shit.
It's got that shit, man.
Yeah. It doesn't know why it's got it, but it's got it.
It's got it. It does
it's going off a rating.
Yeah. Yeah. No, man, it's great age. Never been better. Things are getting better all the time. Progress.
Dude,
2020.
Everyone
2020.
has equal rights,
Equal rights.
Equal rights.
It's not like 1930s Germany, except with better technology.
Yeah, I don't even know what gender is anymore.
Doesn't exist.
It's not a thing. I don't.
Just pee where I pee.
Yeah.
And people pee with me.
And the good news is that it doesn't matter if you're black, you're Asian, you're transgender, you're homosexual, you're Jewish, Christian, Muslim, Buddhist. It doesn't matter because everyone's gonna die together, and it doesn't matter who you are because it's just it doesn't matter like who you want to have sex with because there won't be anyone to have sex with anymore because they're all gonna be dead.
Yeah.
In one way or another, and I can list about 6 ways off the top of my head.
One thing you can really lean to is ejaculation.
Right.
That just feels good.
It just feels good, and there's so much pornography.
Yeah, in the moment, and then when after it happens, you're like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Everything around me is okay.
Yeah, dude.
I just blew my load. Feel good.
We're in peak pornography right now.
This is peak. It's peak when you go in and they run out of stuff so much they just have to have incest now as like the heading of every porno video because that's just what people need to get off now.
Your dark thoughts, we got you.
We got every dark thought you could ever have.
Got it, man. We got it.
Just fucking virtual reality porn. Fucking 9-year-olds watching that shit. Fucking. Mom, I want an Oculus Rift for Christmas. All right, you got it, honey. And he just goes straight to the Pornhub. Oh yeah, I'm playing Grand Theft Lebanon.
Honey, your drone's here. Oh, good, thank you.
A drone. Yeah, the drone just superimposes pornography onto whatever it's watching in real life. So you can go out to the forest, just watch pine trees with like gangbangs and stuff.
And you can even watch a sacrifice if you want.
Yeah, you have just like fucking massive violence, like fucking just dismembered bodies and like people fucking on the other side, like in each eye. And like kids like 7 years old watching that shit.
Switching hands.
Yeah.
This is the best.
Oh, and then you have like AI just like with human grip, you know?
Well, I heard because I heard because how children's brains they're faster at learning things.
Right.
They're more elastic and stuff, so they can handle it, dude. They can handle the incest porn and the violence porn and all that. Like they're way more emotionally equipped.
We need our soldiers to have problems. I mean, we need people to have these problems.
Yeah, it's because I mean the military. I mean it's number one, and it's the reason Americans are safe to this day.
Yeah, dude, even Mexico, dude. They're like USA numero uno.
Yeah. I mean. They just want to come here because they hate us, you know? Everyone hates us because they just want to come here because they hate everybody
They
here.
hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, fuck.
America, worldwide rap.
Yeah. America is just fucking, but Russia is the problem, though. I mean, Russia is the fucking problem. I mean, anything bad that happens in the world, it's kind of Russia's fault.
Yeah, dude.
It's always been like that. Since after World War II, ever since we, U.S. and Russia were the only two superpowers, they became our only rival. They were kind of the ones starting shit all over the place.
And you have what was it? China doing the gun, supplying the instruments.
Oh, China makes everything.
Well, for that war of like between the.
Oh,
what's that? We were talking about that on the last trip.
No, I think we were talking about Soviet Russia supplying the. It wasn't Al Qaeda at the time, but
it was like China being like, we're on both sides. We help you both out. You need something made.
Oh, right. No, yeah, no. Oh, no. We were talking about China, like China's involvement in World War I. I think is what we were talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
And somehow, oh man, I hope I'm not fucking this up. It's one or two. One of those. Which I don't remember which part of the franchise, World War I or II it was, but. But it's good franchise. Dude, China. I think it's World War I. No, it's two. It's two. No, it's one. But China. Like more Chinese people died in that war than any other country, and like nobody talks about that. The fact that they're even involved, they're just like, nah, that was between U.S. and Japan. Like,
China being like, fuck, man.
Yeah, it turns out like fucking Japan and China have been having a war for fucking ever.
Yeah, a lot of Chinese people died.
They're like, well, it's not America or Russia, so we don't.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah, movie 1, movie 2, Japan, China,
exactly, like Rocky, like the Rocky franchise.
Yeah, they have to, swap roles here and there.
Yep, like when Rocky beats Creed, or he loses to him first, but then he beats him. It's like that's kind of what it is with Russia right now. And China, it's
a little
like,
back and forth.
Yeah, a little back and forth. If your bombs drop, no more life. It's all good.
Hey, America ran up some steps, yelled out some names. Came back, won.
That's right. Yeah, American soldiers kicked ass.
Is that what that movie's about? Damn.
Yeah,
I need to work on my critical thinking skills. I think.
Yeah, it'd be nice. I had a hard time, like, because I wasn't taught any history in school, so it was tough to hear about all this shit about actual stuff that kind of happened. Like, I was like, you mean America's not number one? Is that what you're telling me?
Wait, are you what? Hold on.
I thought America was number one. It's number 2.
So we're 2 then, right? For sure, we're 2.
Or at least 2. I don't know.
A soft 2.
Yeah. America. Yeah. America's like like you're rating a woman. America's like a 2.5 right now.
You're just looking at being like, you have a lot of problems.
Yeah, dude, and we're that greedy 2.5. That you're
like somehow you just keep collecting those diseases.
We're that greedy 2.5 that gets mad at 9s for not giving us attention. Exactly. But then we just pay them for their attention.
Yeah. Yep.
And we'll be able to forever sustain economic superiority, right? It doesn't matter that China already is beating us.
Well, and you stack debt up and it's just money. You're like, what money?
Well, you figure...
It's back there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, we got it. If you try to come get it, we got a lot of weapons. It's like we America, it just aims weapons at other countries like China and Russia. It's not going to actually fire them, just aiming them, Yeah. It's like, who cares? They're just aimed at you. They're not going off
right
just
now. Practice.
Yeah. Just to, we're just putting there just in case we want to fire him, but not until that point.
Yeah. We have all this land. We might as well just put underground bunkers with insight missiles and don't worry about it.
Yeah, the bunkers are there just
We
like
grew
for
grass over.
earthquakes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, hey, Bruce, you're still gonna give me that $700 I wanted to borrow, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Because
you're gonna
I was gonna
decapitate me.
get an AK,
yeah.
and then I could just borrow more money after that, right?
You know where I live, so yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
America number 2, South 2.
Dude,
Yeah, it's
how about these hedonist comedians?
yeah. The fucking. Let's talk serious for a while.
Yeah, let's
talk serious for a
get
while.
real.
Let's get real here.
Let's turn the light off and get real.
All right.
Yeah.
Can you think?
No, I was just
Yeah, okay.
fucking keep kicking it.
Yeah, let's talk. The ones I was thinking about talking about was Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle because they seem to be like the biggest, most powerful ones.
Yeah. So it turned out Curtis didn't see the new one. He was watching
Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, he was watching. Yeah, the new Dave. He was watching. You were watching the one that was like at the Comedy Store.
Mm-mm.
Is it a 2-parter?
It was a big old packed house.
Did it have the Chappelle logo on the stage?
He was wearing a jacket that had a C on it.
Yeah, he always does that.
Yeah, it literally popped up and it was like, check this out. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so he may or may not have seen part of it.
Yeah, I think
he's done like 2 in the past year, right?
Yeah, 2, and then maybe 3
Well,
in
3.
the past. Yeah, 3 total. I think he's got, and some are, make 2 of them are 2-parters or something like that. Or,
Yeah.
I don't know.
One's a 2-parter.
It's a little confusing.
Yeah. One of them he's just riffing at the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this one was like one of the venues where it's like, got a crowd and they got another crowd and there's like another layer.
Yeah, that might be the new one.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was talking about, basically, I mean, yeah, you gotta love Dave Chappelle and everything,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know, I mean, just like yelling the word faggot, it's like, I've been called a faggot so many times.
Yeah.
And I'm
Doesn't
not
bother me.
homosexual. Yeah, I mean,
It doesn't bother me because I'm not a faggot. But
Right.
I'm just kidding.
It bothers me because I am a faggot. Those people were telling me,
Yeah,
it's not. I'm not talking about myself. That's not
Right,
why.
right.
That's not why. I
Yeah.
just think like since when is comedy? Like if you know about the history of comedy, like you've never been more free to do anything with comedy now than ever before. Because if you know the history, it started off in like mafia nightclubs.
Yeah.
You get a fork in your forehead if you say the wrong thing. Literally.
Yeah, dude. Don't talk about Boris or,
Yeah,
fucking Joey over in the corner.
anything
like,
or religion or what Lenny Bruce went through.
No doubt.
He just fucking committed suicide. He basically, I don't think he died from basically comedy. Lenny Bruce, one way or another, just for saying some shit about the Catholic Church or something like that.
Right.
So you have so much freedom now, and then you just have like Dave Chappelle is up there, who's like one of the best comedians who's ever lived, and he's just choosing to just hold on to it's my right to say faggot or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you. I sort of interpreted it a little different than that. I sort of more I sort of thought what he was trying to do was like use his high position to go like back past the line. You know what I'm saying? Try to fight the status quo by being. I thought he was trying to be like absurd. You get what I'm saying? But that's the thing about Chappelle. It's like he's so good. You're gonna get pissed about it because it feels like it's his real. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But I can totally be wrong about that because I don't know. You get what I'm saying? Like
I get what you're saying.
I can't really interpret it as his opinion without knowing more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I guess that's not really what you were meaning.
Well, if he was doing it in a way that was kind of like being absurd about it, it's kind of like a Quentin Tarantino movie. Like now, I'm not really a Quentin Tarantino fan per se. I mean, you got obviously again, it's another one of those things where you got to respect what he can do.
Yeah, I'm just a fan of good shit. When he makes a good movie that I like it. Isn't it? It's hard for me to explain that I like every Quentin Tarantino film. Like that would be.
Like I could see, let me say this, like I see the quality of it and all that, but at the same time, like the way it's really violent, he's not he's not really like he actually likes the violence. He enjoys it.
Mm-hmm.
As far as my take on his mind,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that artists can be much better. What I'm saying is, I think artists can be much better and deeper than that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
And to re-stimulate something like really deep in humanity.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying is I'm seeing these powerful artists not really tap into that. They're more like doing something not really progressive at all that I can see, not really evolved that I could see. Like I can't say Dave Chappelle has evolved since Chappelle Show.
Well, especially when he says, "I'm bored with this.
Yeah.
I'm just too good."
Yeah.
And you're like, I get your joke. I get your bit about that. But at the same time, it's like, there's always something happening. There's always something. You wake up each day. There you go. There's something to go with it every time.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I honestly feel like I'm going to have to rewatch it. The problem for me is that I'm such a fan of just like absurd shit. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of not so much violence or anything like that, but just kind of fuck you for the sake of fuck you. But that's like kind of a big part of my like upbringing and stuff. So I feel like I just have like I see it different, and I also get why it's not. No, of course he's not like, you know, he's not like ascending to new heights with that material or anything like that. But I think for me, what it is it's just like an expression of frustration at a current like social model. You know what I mean? Like is it a delicate one or a well thought out one? Maybe not. Because I think where Chappelle shines the most is in his delivery. I don't, you know, I'm not 100%. So sure. Yep. You know what I mean? It's not like his. Like you've probably heard jokes on the exact same premise, but he does the delivery so fucking well that it works even on something that's kind of. I'm having a hard time remembering. There was one that I was like, oh, comedians have been trying to make that a killer joke for a while. And it was one of those things like I'm not saying he copied anyone. I'm saying like, he found a way to tell it his way that was like, oh, okay, that is way funnier than like someone kind of preaching it.
Yeah. Well, in the one bit where he talks about like these punchline bowl, and he starts out with saying the punchline, and then he goes off by telling a couple stories. And at the end of everything, he says the punchline and just kills it. Yeah. Like the delivery was clean. Yeah. Like everything was good. Like you're like, all right. Yeah, that's some light right there. And you know what's funny is each time we brought up comedians, the light keeps flickering. Like,
dude, I think we're getting haunted over here.
We're getting haunted. Seriously. There was a past comedian that's lived here.
Yeah, I think so. In this room.
He's like, fuck your couch.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Yeah, Chappelle's a master comedian, and I don't know. It's just, I guess with his George Carlin clip going around on Twitter that was like, he's talking about Dice, and he's saying, he doesn't really understand why he's like making fun of women, because women are. He's saying usually comedy's been about. Oh, I'm good, thanks. It's been about punching up against power and kind of on the side of the underdog. So, and Carlin was saying like, traditionally the underdogs have been people like women, gays, Jews, Jesus.
Right, Jesus was a serious underdog, dude. Real underdog, that guy.
Yeah. So yeah, he was saying, he was saying, I don't know why Dice is doing it, but he said the reason he is doing it, or he's saying the reason he gets a lot of energy is because it's angry white men, especially young white men, who are kind of like, because they're not getting any pussy, and young guys who don't get pussy are just so pissed off. Yeah, and that is something that needs to be talked about.
Give me the context one more time. This is George Carlin talking about Dice.
About Dice.
Okay, yeah, saying
like he said it wasn't even a criticism, which is like, well, that's him being very nice to Dice. Like he's just saying like, why he said basically saying like Dice is a good comedian. Why is he like, doing this whole fucking misogynistic thing?
Right.
But he has so much support for that, and that's been the norm for so many thousands of years, is like the misogynistic thing.
Right.
And I am such a bastard to my girlfriend. I'm not like fucking, I'm a piece of shit too. You know what I mean?
Too.
Like I have to. I've been trained to be a piece of shit, and I've learned my lessons well. You know, from my family and from movies and all this stuff. So I'm not like, yeah, I'm a feminist and all that, but I'm just saying, like, just to keep it fair and honest.
For sure. Yeah, I have more of the cuz I feel like kind of what I'm hearing from you, don't let me put words in your mouth or anything, but is that you're a fan of like art that is trying to transcend.
Yeah.
And I am too, dude. Like that's the best shit. But the reality, I think, if you just take all of art into account, or unless you're excluding things that aren't transcendent and not, you're saying those aren't art. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is that you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you just take art as a whole, 99% of it is not transcendent.
True.
Right? I mean, all of pop music. Like when was the last time you heard a verse in a pop song and you were like, bro, my life is, I'm doing the wrong thing in life.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I need to get a horse, dude, and take it down that road, man.
Yeah.
My life just changed. And so for me, while I totally, I'm on the same beat, man. Like the more transcendent and progressive, not even progressive for progressive's sake, but actually like spiritually progressive art. That's where my heart lies.
Yeah.
But I've come to realize lately that like a lot of people aren't in it for that necessarily,
right.
and that's not their goal a lot of times. Like. I think in the case of Bill Burr and Chappelle, I think they just wanted to come up with the funniest thing. Yeah. And the headspace that they're in is so poisoned by all this backlash that they get. And they're kind of, they're always on the defense.
Yeah.
That they've adapted to accept that maybe that's how a large portion of the culture is.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And they're not sitting there going like, man, I'm really going to fucking evolve these people's souls and take them to the sky plane. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
It's so second nature to them where it's just that smooth when they come out and they're like, for instance, when we saw Bill Burr at the Comedy Store, came up and just leaned on the mic, you know, just comfortably, this is what I'm just being me.
Yeah.
And to him, it's just so smooth. And to a lot of people, they're like, oh my God, fuck yeah. You know, that kind of style to where they're not realizing that they're just literally bringing this, like you were saying, almost new atmosphere, but in their own style of what they've learned in the past and what they've brought.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, but
yeah, I think it's, I do see what you guys are saying.
I feel like I confused you a little bit. You're like,
Well, I was just trying to chomp on it a little bit. Yeah, I was trying to figure out exactly what you meant.
It's basically piggybacking on what you were saying, but
yeah, well, for me, it's not that I like. I think the thing that I get confused that because I have the exact same reactions when I see those things, but I also like I push it into another place where I'm just going like, well, this is now absurdist and like it's just like is what it is. I want. In my ideal world, I want the type of art that I revere to be the highest revered. And when the highest revered doesn't exactly match that, it's easier to try to poke holes in it. You know what I'm saying? And not saying you shouldn't, because, you know, Chappelle's a great joke teller and Burr's a great joke teller. Yep. They're fucking next level. And I guess my point is, I think that's their focus. And they're letting whatever happens in their life try to inform that. That's just my take, right? Like,
and they're also doing like more than just comedy.
But then the other side of that I can 100% associate with is that the groups that associate with the opposite point of view are not going to be stoked about that.
No,
and because I can empathize and get into that headspace.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know what you mean. It's kind of like if Jimi Hendrix went out there and said some shit about like faggots,
right,
or about transgender.
Yeah,
I'd lose so much respect for him.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because he didn't do that. He died without having done that.
Right.
He just stood for fucking total freedom. Mm-hmm. He was just like
acceptance.
A fucking just acceptance, just a fucking fireball who no one will ever replicate.
Right.
And to me, I don't know, it gives me chills just talking about it. Like, to me, like that's one of the greatest artists ever.
Right.
And then just see like this stuff that's coming out, like, it's like second rate. Like to me, it's second rate. It's not
almost like a backstep.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like crap. I mean, I might sound, whatever. And so I seeing Bill Burr was probably the funniest shit I've ever seen live, like in a theater for an hour or more. This is the funniest shit I've ever seen, man. I've never seen comedy like it was. It was surreal. It was like taking drugs or psychedelics.
100%. Yeah.
It was unlike anything I'd experienced. But seeing like the special, I was like, this guy's in the Royal Albert Hall. I think Jimmy played there too. And again, I'm comparing, but I'm just saying like that's how much I believed in Burr. Like, I don't know, as artists, you know what I mean? I'm like, these guys, and Chappelle, it's like these guys could be fucking revolutionary. Like even, or Bob Marley or someone, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just fucking blowing it out of fucking universe.
Yeah, that's why all the up and comers fucking are doing that, because they're just coming in raw, like acceptance, and at the same time doing just everything, talking about everything, not really bashing, almost acceptance, and then making fun out of it. Yeah, going with it, just going just cutting loose, riffing, like literally, improv jumping, like with what we do, like open mics. Yeah. That kind of style, like, but bringing that to bigger stages. And like, that's where these upcoming artists and upcoming comedians is what I'm looking forward to, is because so much raw, so much like what's next? Like, bring in the next, like, what else can we talk about? Oh, that? Well, let's go even beyond that. That makes you feel weird? Let's go even beyond that. And let's fucking laugh about it.
This is something I've thought about a lot, and I struggled with it too, because I have the tendency to elevate people in my mind. You know what I mean? And as much as it sucks to say, like, I saw Chappelle's show, right? Yeah. Like, I'm not sure I expect Chappelle to like try to spiritually elevate everyone. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, he's like to me, Chappelle is a freedom of speech warrior. That's like I think that's how he looks at himself, probably in a certain way. Yeah, because I know Chappelle, by the way. Yeah. What's up, Chappelle? And so in my brain, it kind of is a logical step, because if people are attacking your ability to just express even a wrong opinion, then what you got to do now as a freedom of speech warrior is express wrong opinions. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because no one agrees with calling someone a faggot. Like I would just okay, you know what I mean? No one who we're gonna have respect for. Right. I'd like to say that I'm a totally open-minded person and could be friends with someone who actually calls someone a faggot and means it. Yeah. But if you actually call someone a faggot and mean it, like, it's just probably not gonna hang out with you. It's like, I hear you. It's low-hanging fruit.
It's low-hanging fruit. I see what you're saying, that they never said they were gonna do anything to, evolve or whatever. I guess for me, it's my personal taste and craving for art. Like, to see some shit. Yeah. That's my craving. Yep. I want to see the shit that's going to make me feel alive, Dude,
and I'm so right there with you.
Like, that was tasty. What was the ingredients?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And the thing is Dave Chappelle is old and Bill Burr is old. And they're kind of attacking the youth, and they're saying the youth are fucking wrong to have these feelings. They're sensitive. Just fucking, grow a pair, and then just fucking don't worry about it. Life is tough. But I can't. I mean, that's so fucking lame. It's not like. I mean, that's just not. There's nothing new in that. There's nothing.
Yeah, because that's kind of like what he said at the beginning of it, was talking about hitting on the youth. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and he was saying, and the audience is now so hostile, and you guys are the problem. You guys are hard to perform for. Yeah, from your perspective. But if dude, I'm pretty sure I could go up in front of a fucking college or in front of a bunch of 16, 17, 18-year-olds and fucking kill it. And I wouldn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what's weird to me, though, is I don't really buy that statement from him. I think he's speaking like abstractly. Chappelle shows up anywhere. Yeah. Nobody's giving him a fucking hard time, dude. Yeah, right. He gets to say whatever so why not push buttons? Because it seems to me like he's speaking abstractly. Like, he's talking about up and comers that are getting put on fire. You know what I'm saying? And because people will tweet at Chappelle and shit, but it's not actually hard for him to perform in front of audiences. You know what I mean? Right.
Well, it like,
but I yeah, I mean,
like he had a. I mean, he was very. He was. Let me say this, man. Let me fucking say this. Let me just fucking say this.
Get it?
Hollywood is a terrible fucking place.
What?
Yes, it has always been. If you need proof, watch David Lynch's movie Mulholland Drive. That's what it's about. You guys seen that?
I haven't.
You got to see it. It's a parable, basically, about like people show up, great, artists, actors, whatever, show up Hollywood. They fucking steal your soul over there because that's how it works. It's a devil town.
America number 2.
2.5. America 2.0.
That's how
on a
ratings
scale of
work.
attractiveness.
By the end of this, we're going to be at 10.
Yeah. So anyway, so Hollywood, it fucking corrupts people, man. And you can't really understand what success looks like in Hollywood. Like you can't understand that level of like temptation and bribery and all the and Chappelle even talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking and the corporate forces and all of that pressing on one person. I mean, you can't understand it. And we don't know what they said to Chappelle. If we know anything from history, it's that power structures don't like free artists. They're a threat.
Yeah.
And they will take them out one way or another. We don't know what they said. They might say we'll kill your whole fucking family if you don't make another mediocre comedy special.
Right.
Because, I don't know. This is all theory, but Chappelle was more like radical back in the day. Like, he did jokes like, about 50. He's like, I don't know if you guys remember, like, Live in San Francisco was like, well, how old is 15 really? Our 15-year-olds go to jail.
Yeah.
He's talking about African American versus white kids and like the difference in perception.
Mm-hmm.
That was deep shit about like society.
Yeah.
And now he's going up there like, yeah, he's transgendered people. And it's like, dude, they're on your fucking side, man. Everybody's in this shit together. And so that's kind of where I'm getting at. I'm sick of the divided. I don't like the division of, women are bitching or transgendered are bitching. Yeah, they're bitching, man. Like, look at what the fuck the world is. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, can't disagree with that. I guess I probably need to rewatch them. I think I watch specials now from just this like, I don't know. It's not a perspective I expect anyone else really to be watching them in. You know what I mean? I'm like down because I kind of know and expect that most hot controversial specials that are coming out right now are pretty much just about free speech.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Kind of.
It's
you know what I mean?
kinda,
It's like some social politics, but that's like the catalyst for getting at the fact that they feel like a free speech thing is under attack or whatever. I don't know. I have a hard time with that because the whole idea of a zeitgeist and everyone being on the same page as far as like what's wrong and right is like kind of just not how shit works. So I find from that point of view, I'm kind of like, well, but I don't hold any of these views that you're fighting against.
Yeah.
And I also don't hold the views that you're fighting for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's from like kind of giving up on wanting everything to be like idealistic and stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's a jaded like kind of just like,
that's what
I'm just
saying.
going to laugh.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And that is important,
No, I mean, like, I never really thought about it. I never really thought about it to the point of like what they could be achieving with it.
I'm thinking more of the potential. I would like to see what Eddie Murphy's going to say when he comes out.
Yeah.
But I like it.
I have a prediction.
What's that?
You're not going to like it.
Yeah, I thought about that. I might not like it. I think he released a statement saying like he was hateful and he was. I guess what I'm kind of like fighting against myself is like.
Oh, I mean, it's probably gonna be real vanilla.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think.
Oh, okay.
I think it's gonna be like regular ass. I fucking know. I'm just guessing because like
be pretty unique.
he did the Haunted Mansion video
because he's done like a few things.
Yeah, right. Like dude
He's
works with Disney.
Side projects.
I don't know.
I've been seeing some of his like side projects. I think it's gonna be kind of. I'm actually like having these hopes for something unique. I heard he's on the side of transgenders though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'd like to see. what I'm saying is like, this is to me, we're all in a fucking sinking ship. The ship is called America, and it's got fucking holes in it, and it's going down and filling up with water real fast. And then you got people like Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle up there talking about which, these people are bitching about this and these people are bitching. And I'm thinking, well, we're all fucking going down right now together. And why don't we talk about that? Talk about how fucked everything is.
Yeah.
And that's what I would like to see.
Almost feels like that was their, like, a style that they were going with. Like, everyone's doing this side of what you're talking about. How about this? I'm going to fucking talk about the other side, and y'all are going to laugh about it. And it's still of that form of the, not everyone likes it, but that creative comedy of approaching. You got all these people doing different sides. Oh, yeah, we're together on this. But fuck you, I'm going to say this and see what happens. And we're still going to have a blast with it. And at the end of the day, you almost know that they're still on the same side.
Yeah, I might be tone deaf, but that's kind of my read.
I hear
that's
what
a little bit my read. Is that they're like obviously everyone deserves the same rights, but like we're gonna play around right now. You know what I mean?
We need to laugh. We need to laugh.
But even not even just that. It's like nuance of thought requires critical thinking that goes beyond just like assuming one side is right.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
One better way to do it is hit both sides with laughter.
But we're probably totally. I'm probably totally projecting. Like maybe you sit down with Chappelle and he's just like, yeah, I just thought that was the funny thing or whatever. And he just has no. I think I hear you though, because you're talking about his older material and how it has teeth and deep. It was deep.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll say this: I fucking laughed my ass off at parts of both their specials.
Of course,
Bill Burr. I'm not. I'd
like to say I laughed about it, but he said I didn't see it, so I don't know.
Well, you saw it was the other ones were kind of the
one you're talking about with the fishbowl is not the new one though. I think, right? Am I wrong? He doesn't talk about the punchline in the fish.
No, that was the older one.
That was the older one.
Yeah, that was the older one. But this one,
I'm just real time fact checking.
It's okay. Shut me down. I know. I get it. That's what laughter's for.
You shut yourself down.
Like Dave Chappelle's talking about Michael Jackson, making light about that, and I was laughing, man. I know, you know what I mean. It was funny, even though I don't agree that what Dave Chappelle like. All those kids should have been happy if they got molested with Michael Jackson. It's still funny that he's saying that. But there's something. I gotta not to toot my own fucking horn here, but I'm gonna toot it fucking loud right now because I've had to deal with a lot of heavy duty psychological shit on a personal level over many years, and I feel like I've learned about kind of a depth of the human experience to where people go through such bad fucking things, like everyone and some people are just so fucking bad. There's a depth to that fucking pain and sorrow and grief.
Yeah.
And I see Chappelle and Bill, they don't want to fucking touch that. They don't want to touch the grief of humanity. But someone like Bill Hicks or someone, he's touching that. And I guess that's where I'm at, is like, I'd like to see that addressed. The level of fucking trauma
bring
and
up
grief.
the uncomfortable.
Severely uncomfortable.
I hear you. I just also think you don't become Burr or Chappelle by doing that.
No, that is absolutely correct.
Because I personally, I don't believe he. Fucking Hicks.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think he'd be that popular if he was still alive. I don't think he'd be like revered like he was.
Well, he was getting there. He was getting there.
He'd be on the list.
But not as much as Burr.
Well, no, I'm not saying even that. I'm saying it'd be a different type of. I don't know. Joe Rogan actually made a point the other day that if Hicks had a podcast, maybe his jokes wouldn't have been as. You know what I mean? Like, well, so probably he's probably wrong about that, because I think
it's like
they evolve with change.
Yeah, I don't know. Hicks is just
because I revere Hicks. Also, just to set the record straight, like for content, I think it doesn't get better.
Yeah, I don't think he has.
I don't think it has. Or although I'm ignorant to probably a lot of up and comers that are trying to do something like that.
Even I mean,
like I don't scour the like underbelly of comedy and like I like to think I do, but I probably really just get the like
there's a lot
varsity team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I'm not looking at the high school. You
Right,
know what I'm talking about?
Right.
And there's probably some real shredders.
Oh, there's definitely shredders.
Yeah.
The thing is, yeah, Burr and Chappelle. So here's the thing though about Burr. Yeah, like so he's got. I don't know, man. I was really with Burr for a long time. Like even he'd be calling women cunts and stuff on the podcast, and like being like, women are bad too. Because it's true, man. Like everything is nuanced. It's not like women good, men bad.
Yeah.
And he's fighting against that.
Yeah.
But that's you know what I call that? I call it a fucking straw man argument. Because that's not what anyone's really saying. It's a straw man. What they're saying is that shit fucking is going on that's not being dealt with adequately. Like Bill Burr, yeah, you could talk about Me Too and this and that. Like, I don't like what he did about bringing up how he got molested by a woman and the woman tapped his balls.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that woman's not going to pin him down and penetrate his ass.
Right.
Yeah,
I know. My read on that was that he's saying if we lower the bar for what a rape is, then I was molested. If we lower the bar for what molestation is,
he knows.
You know what I mean? Like, and this is why it's good to have these conversations, is because I didn't see it at all that way.
Mm-hmm.
So from my point of view, he's literally just saying like, hey, but this is me projecting. He didn't say this, but it's in my brain. I'm going, oh, cool. So what he's saying is, if we lower the bar to like horseplay being molestation, then like now everyone's molested.
Right. And he was saying that, but then again, it's ignoring the fucking facts,
mm-hmm.
which is the level of rape and murder of women, especially in America, especially in the world.
Also, very hard to make funny.
Very hard to make funny, and that is very true.
Pigs could probably do it,
but that's what I'm saying. That's what that's what I'm saying.
They're skimming the pond. Really, they're not dipping their toes in even.
The Me Too movement, nothing has changed since that. A few prominent men got called out, but women talk about some real shit. Talk about and it's not funny. But that's what I'm saying. The new funny is gonna be not funny. That's how I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be we're fucked, and then like try to laugh about it. Like first. For us to have any fun, we got to raise how fucked we really are.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Well, dude, honestly, that reflects in your comedy, and you do that. You do that really well, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You really do.
I feel that, and it's like, dude, women, they're not just getting called sweetheart or nice ass or something. They're fucking getting killed and murdered, and I mean, same thing, killed and murdered. But they're getting raped,
killed and murdered.
They're getting killed and murdered, and emotionally, and it's such a high level of abuse, and with fucking pornography, like young kids just learning. I mean, like, we know about science and shit, like mirror neurons. Like, what you see is what happens in your own brain. So if you see women getting treated like that, it's really bad news. And that's just one fucking group of people. That's just one situation.
Mm-hmm.
Rapes don't get reported. 1% of rapists get in trouble. Now rapists get it's like rapists get appointed to the Supreme Court. It's like, make some jokes about that. We got a rapist in the Supreme Court. It's kind of funny.
Dude, it's kind of funny. Yeah, totally, man. I think it's just like, you got to be willing to take the fire for those things, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think they've already experienced so much fire that they actually are shying away from it. I think they know. They totally know that that's actually the crazy hard hitting approach.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I can't defend like the light ball approach really at all.
They have taken a lot of fire. I will agree with that. I don't know. I know they've had tremendous difficulty, I'm sure, from a lot of people.
I think that's just the nature of being that popular. You just you could do a fucking fart joke and it's still you're gonna it's just a matter of paying attention to it or not.
That's true.
But
I was. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I didn't really have.
But I was with Burr for a long time. Like I was like, Burr's he is kind of like correcting the overcorrection, like you said, like as far because women are fucking evil, just like men are evil. just the same, just a different way of it.
Yeah,
but,
they've adapted into yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I had a feminist professor in college. I took a feminist utopian literature class.
Dope.
It was a dope class. I mean, you read about shit, different scenario. Just it was cool. And the teacher.
That's the title of the class, Feminist Utopia.
Feminist utopian literature.
Whoa.
So
okay.
Yeah. So
what a like because utopia is like supposed to not be able to be achieved, right?
yeah, it means no place. It's like a either idealized place where everything's like perfect,
Right.
or dystopia where everything's horrible, like what we live in right now.
But it's an idealistic, like it's a point that they admit you don't get to.
Yeah, it's just a fantasy world.
Is that covered in the class? Like they bring up the point that like this literature is about something that
Oh yeah, it's all fantasy.
It cannot be okay.
It's all fantasy. Just to
That's
stimulate.
interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't, yeah.
like one of them was a world where men were non-existent, maybe.
Oh, cool. Some like Amazon
yeah.
lady shit.
Yeah, I forget, dude. It was really fucking cool. I actually remember the professor's name was Daphne Patai, Patai. She might be an author. But I talked to her at her office hours. She was like, well, women fucking start all the domestic violence. You know that, right? She said that shit to me, man.
She sounds like a funny lady.
She was a funny lady, man. She was a lesbian. She was like, women start the shit. You know that? They just don't do it with fists. They start with words.
Yeah.
And Bill Burr was doing jokes about that kind of stuff, about Rihanna and Chris Brown. She's like, she probably wasn't like, oh, Baskin Robbins, I'm gonna fuck all your friends. I sell more albums than you, motherfucker.
Dude, that's what it was about.
That was funny, man. I really appreciated Bill Burr back then, but that was like over 10 years ago, probably. But she told me, and she's like, yeah, women are just as violent, but they don't do it physically, so it's different. But so Burr was on that for a while, but then now when society starts to crack just a little bit in the right direction, as far as like, yeah, it's not cool to just, be a total fuckhead, and say whatever you want. That's not freedom of speech. Say it with the N-word then. Go ahead and say that with freedom of speech. Everyone, do it. You won't do it because you know the political consequences.
Totally. Yeah, which is like where Chappelle started.
Yeah.
But he's a lot,
Well, yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean, try saying if you're not black, or try,
yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm saying. So it's more like just get with the times. But that's what I'm saying. They're old because the times are changing fast now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I totally. It's you could draw some comparisons to like old businessmen too, right?
Exactly.
Like, old businessmen don't want it to change. That's why we still fucking have gasoline cars.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah, and what I'm saying is I really admire older people who keep that young mindset, who are willing to change with the times, no matter how old they are. And I respect that. And I don't know, man.
Yeah, lifetime learners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm into that too, man. I definitely hold that in high regard. I think that's like it's also a thing that's hard to achieve, I think, because as I find myself as I get older being like thinking things that I'm like, oh, dude, that's just from shit I was taught as a kid. You know what I mean? Like I do that. But yeah, I definitely admire people who can stay loose and like learn shit.
Yeah, man, it's possible, especially now with all the technology. You can learn so much shit. There's so much new shit coming out.
Dude, constantly.
It's the time now. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's time for people to fucking open up and fucking embrace the change, because it's like it's all we got. We don't have time. The old way is fucking dying. No matter what, it's fucking dead.
Oh, dude, seriously, I'll start rambling on things, and most of the time, people do not know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
because I can't put words to what, in my mind, is already surpassing what people are already thinking. And I'm like, well, I don't know the words, so you're going to fucking hear some weird shit and not understand what I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah, you feel the feeling of something's happening.
Yeah.
And so we talked about like Chappelle and Burr. So I don't know, you guys follow this Shane Gillis thing?
Shane Gillis. Yeah, this is the SNL stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you know C-Boy?
No.
You want to break it down?
Yeah, I'll break it down real quick. SNL just hired 3 new guys. One of them is Asian. That's just to be very general. He has obviously a more specific ethnicity, but the other guy, Shane Gillis, was found. Yeah, it did turn off. It
Battery?
Yeah, probably the battery.
You got a plug?
It might have just turned off because. Oh shit!
Did you say something like after 20 minutes?
No, that's not this camera.
Oh.
No, the battery's still good at just being a bitch. Okay, so SNL hired 3 new people. One of the guys is an Asian. The other guy's name is Shane Gillis. I don't even know the name of the Asian. See, this is
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the name of the Asian.
That's what it is. I just called him the Asian.
The Asian.
God damn it.
Yeah, so use that.
America's number 2.
Yeah, so
2.0.
So, 2.0. Shane Gillis, if you want to hit me up, we could hang out. So this guy was on a podcast, and honestly, I couldn't give you the correct context, so we're already fucking up because I literally can't. I don't know if anyone really can give you the exact context because you'd probably have to watch the whole podcast. Long story short, there's a clip of him saying chink.
Yeah.
At some point, he says chink. And
did you watch it, the clip?
I saw like a little before and a little after, but I'm still fuzzy on the context. It seemed like they were kind of fucking around to me.
They were fucking around. They were doing a banter thing. And he was basically, they were talking about Chinese restaurants and Chinatown, and one guy's like, they put up one shitty building and all the Chinese people came over. And then, and then the other guy was saying like, and Chinese food's dishonest, they put MSG in it, blah, blah. And then Shane Gillis like, a bunch of chinks came over. See, I can say the word chink all day long. I can't say the word, the N word.
Nigger.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, it's the same thing.
A word's a word, man.
A word's a word, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's only when it's bad, when it's meant in a bad reference, like what you're probably explaining.
Yeah. There's a bad... The way he was saying it was very off the cuff. There was no humor behind it, really. He was just saying it. I mean, like he didn't care.
Right.
When I was in the car with a guy who I liked one time, who was a filmmaker, and he said, he's making a TV show, and he was like, a lot of Japanese people like my stuff. I was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, a lot of chinks and Japs like it over there. I lost respect for him immediately just because of the offhand nature of how he said it.
So it's more
there was no humor behind it. It was just like it's like saying like
to him second nature of just like explaining something. You're like, dude, come on.
Man, this is my problem. I give people the benefit of the doubt way too much because what I thought was happening there was that they were trying to be funny and not being funny at all. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it was one of those friend things where like they think they're being funny together, but like it will not come off to anyone else. Like my girlfriend and I have conversations like that where it's like, damn, it's so good that no one's listening because I'm a fucking monster. You know what I mean? But the context is
the N word. It's gonna lots of people are gonna be pissed.
Yeah. Well, I'll send your mom that clip by the way. But it's just that. It's just that. Did you hear Rogan's new bit about that?
No.
He talked about how he used to say the N-word instead of saying N-word.
Yeah.
And then somebody edited together like a mega edit of all the times he ever said it. Yeah. And he's like, that looks pretty fucking racist.
I was just being like, stop saying it.
No. It's just you gotta
like I had a black guy who literally says, if you say N-word again, he's like, that's more like mean than just saying it. And I'm like, oh my God.
Oh, he told you not to say N-word.
Yeah, he's like, you saying N-word is making it seem like it's a worse word. And I'm like, oh my God.
I don't know.
Not my hill to die on, right?
Exactly. That's a battle. That's a battle I don't need to be involved in.
Yeah.
No doubt.
About saying the word or not. Hey, fuck it. You guys say it all you want. I don't need to say it.
You all you gotta say
is, I think go ahead.
That was it.
Okay. I think but the point you were making on like, no, it's more about like I can be like, oh, Bruce, you're such a faggot. Like, right? And that's totally different than like somebody walking by and be like, fucking faggot.
Exactly.
Like,
completely,
these are two
different.
Exactly.
And from watching the context of that Shane Gillis thing, there was no fucking joke there that he was saying. You were just using it as a descriptive term.
I'll defer to you on that because I didn't watch much of it.
But again, and that was what I thought when I watched the clip was like, you know what? This guy shouldn't be on SNL, but not because of that. But because he's not fucking funny. And I'm like, I was like, honestly, I don't give a fuck about him being on there or not. He wasn't funny. And there's plenty of other fucking Asian dudes and other fucking dudes who are not him who deserve it more. But then like Tony Hinchcliffe tweeted out a thing like, you know, you should support Shane. This is impinging on our free speech and all this. And if you're not, you're afraid of him because he can kill it more than you. I'm like Tony. He's gonna see his shit when I go and kill Tony. But I'm like, man, that's really, I don't agree with that. Like, because it's passing off something as being revolutionary and like, oh, this is for freedom. No, it's not. It's fucking, it's
the
called,
wrong part.
It's the wrong part of it. It's reactionary. It's not fucking funny. We're wasting time talking about it. Because I wish it was just like, I wish that was just accepted that, yeah, we treat each other like we fucking love each other. You know, we treat each other like we fucking love each other. Doesn't matter what you are, we love you. If we don't do that, we're just facilitating our death even faster.
Yeah, for sure. I hear you. I think that I also understand the point of view of people, you know, like Tony saying that. I get what he's saying, you know. It's not my hill to die on. Like I was saying about I'm not gonna say the N-word in front of a black person. Like Tony wouldn't make me say it. I might.
Tony wouldn't do it.
Like
Tony, he wouldn't do it. He at his last.
I was at the Kill Tony. He said he just straight up said chink. Yeah.
Try do it with black people in the room. Do it, Tony. I don't think he would. He doesn't have that courage.
Yeah, that's an interesting point.
He's got the courage where it's no risk to him because Asian people, it's like, fuck them, you know. And that's a historical fact of this country and about wars that we've inflicted on Asian people. Korean War, like, and again, this is where my brain is like a liability for me. But like the Korean War, they ran out of bombing targets. They bombed the country flat.
Yeah.
So you see all this stuff in the media about North Korea's threatening us and this and shit. Dude, North Korea's never touched an American in America, only during the Korean War. U.S. invaded the country and fucking brought hell to it. But that's never talked about. And Tony's not thinking that. And Shane Gillis isn't thinking that.
No.
And I'm not trying to be a social justice warrior. I'm just trying to keep it in truthful, honest discussion.
Yeah.
Take it into account, then make fun of it, then say it.
Yeah. Yeah. See, my brain's the opposite impingement where I go, oh, he's making the point that you can say chink.
Yeah.
And really not that many people are going to get mad at you.
Yeah.
Whereas there's no fucking way he's going to drop the N-bomb.
You're not going to say with the N-bomb. And that's what I'm saying. Keep it consistent. Be courageous with everything you're going to say.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. Also topical, but I think that's a good point because I watch him. I watch him enough to know that like, yeah, he probably wouldn't.
He wouldn't do it because he's afraid, number one, and also he probably respects black people more than the Asian people. It's like, cool, Asian people are like disposable, but here's the thing is that they're humans too. And if you do it with one group of people, you're going to be doing it with others. So
do you think it actually is computed that way in him, or do you think he's just familiar with language and he knows that? You know what I mean?
I don't think he cares.
He likes to push a button.
Well, yeah. Well, and then I guess that's almost for full circle. It's like he's using the tool he has, which is the English language, and he knows in America, the English language, you can say that, and there's way less repercussions. Fucking shit.
This is being recorded anyway, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Technical difficulties.
Well, it's like that, bringing all your weird and uncomfortable shit onto a table, letting people see it, laugh about it, and then going from there and killing it the rest of the night on a fucking bit after bit.
Absolutely.
And so using like your kind of language to where you're feeling, to where you say it and you know everyone's watching, and you're like, I'm saying this, well, this is part of my language, and I'm going to say it, and you're like, well, but are you pushing it in the right direction?
Exactly. It's like if you're trying to go up
you can use it to something better. Go ahead.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like if you're pushing the fucking car, one road is a dead end, one road is the way out. And I see these guys pushing it down the dead end.
Yeah, you're going to do a lot more work when we could really bypass and just keep going and move forward.
Exactly. That's where I'm at. It's like we want to move forward. All of us. We can't do it with this fucking old ass shit holding us back. We can't do it. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
and it's nothing about older people, but that's a lot of the problems with a lot of the older society that are still sticking around being like, well, in my day, you hear that a lot. With a lot of people bring that up when they're like, whenever they bring up an old person, they would say, well, they always bring it back in my day. Yeah, but if we were still there, we wouldn't be where we're at now.
Exactly.
We're here now because we evolved and we moved forward and getting ourselves out of dead ends.
Exactly. And there was always those individuals who were courageous, who took risks, who moved everybody forward with courage. People who didn't support the Nazis, people who didn't support the wars, people who, it's like, again, we would all be fucking working 70 hours a week in factories if it wasn't for people standing up for that shit, for fucking workers' rights and shit.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have weekends. We wouldn't have any minimum wage. It would be so much worse than it already is now. And a lot of comedians, they're not talking about that type of shit.
Right.
But that shit is juicy. That's good stuff there.
Yeah.
Like, so again, it's my personal preferences, which I understand, but like I just like to see it, man. It would be awesome to be people like, and again, cancel culture. Yeah, that's bullshit too. Sure, I don't. Maybe Shane Gillis shouldn't have lost his. Look, I don't give a fuck about Shane Gillis at all. I don't give a flying fuck if he's on SNL or he's not on SNL, because SNL sucks, and SNL's not gonna suck less if he's on it or if he's off of it. It's still gonna suck.
Yeah,
but
you
know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
with you.
Yeah,
it's gonna fucking suck. Why couldn't they get Jeremiah Watkins on there?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Actual funny guy.
The thing that is a bummer about it isn't that he shouldn't be punished. It's the form of punishment is like, I don't care if he's not on SNL. That's not it at all. The fact that SNL took the stance to fire him means that dude's fucking done, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for a bit at least, right?
Yeah.
Louis coming back right now. There's probably you can come back from it. You know what I mean? But
well, yeah. And again, if he's that good, like I heard another comedian, David Cho, I think, say it. He's like, if he's that good, he'll keep killing it. Go for it,
Right.
And it's America.
That's a good.
If you're that good, fuck, you come back.
That's a good.
But trash
attitude.
falls on you. You take it off and keep going.
Yeah. You don't let it ruin. And again,
I don't know the name of any like cancel culture like warriors, right? Do you?
I don't know. But as far as Louis C.K.,
no, I'm saying like the people who get people canceled. You don't know their names.
No, they're just people
They're
workplaces.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when I'm doing always like psychological analyses on people, to the best of my ability, and it's like. When like Dave Chappelle, when you know enough about trauma and stuff like that, trauma is very important to know about because it explains so much in this world about why people act the way they do, from violence to sexuality or anything else. Dave Chappelle is saying like, well, why couldn't those women leave the room when Louis C.K. did that? Why couldn't that's not that bad. He didn't rape him. He just whipped out his dick and started jerking off. Well, because he's ignoring what actually happens to your body and brain when someone does something like that. You become paralyzed, number one. Your brain stops functioning because it's so unexpected and so like, it's fucking traumatic immediately. There's no way you can be prepared for that. Like if you're just sitting at a bus stop and someone just whips out a gun and shoots the person next to you, you don't know it. You might be frozen. You might not be able to do anything.
Yeah.
And so he's ignoring that. He's ignoring the effects of after that. Which are all proven and studied scientifically, research papers and shit. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, it's like said the cancel culture is like, like get over it type of thing. Like, why should his career be ruined? Well, because people now know he's a piece of shit because of what he did. So it's like he's not sorry. He didn't learn anything. He didn't say he's clearly not fucking sorry. So that's like, again,
this one I struggle with because like obviously Louis doesn't need me to fucking defend him or anything, and that's not what I'm doing. I just play devil's advocate because I don't know, it's fun. But I don't really have the exact context of that situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can imagine a situation where like if people if it's a lighthearted enough situation and people know that about Louis. You know what I'm saying? Like, You know what I'm saying? Like, there's that friend that gets drunk and takes out his dick at the parties. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's okay, but I'm saying Jimmy does that.
But he see
you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying.
Like, what do you and that doesn't make it their fault. This is not the point of this, but the point of it is that if I had the information to declare that he's a piece of shit for doing that, I will say it kind of sounds like that.
It
kind of sounds like that, because I don't go pulling my dick out. But
no, you wouldn't if you were.
I wish I had I wish I was a fucking fly on the wall in that room. You know what I mean?
No, there was no camera, there was no audio.
Well, but I mean,
that's just me being a dick and playing devil's advocate. By the way, these are not the actual opinions I hold.
Well,
the opinions I hold are don't pull your dick out around me. That's the opinion I hold. Don't do that.
What makes it gross is the power dynamics. Look, if you're rich and famous, dude, women will fuck you till the end of time. You don't need to do anything like that. You just be cool and they'll fuck you.
Mm-hmm.
So every guy wants is to have fucking lots of money, so they don't women and all this. And so when they are in that position where they have the resources, take women out, they have all this stuff, and they choose to act like a total piece of shit anyway, that just says a lot about their personality, who they are. And that's just a sad fact. But also, that's one thing. It's like Dave Chappelle, there's this thing about avoiding trauma, about not acknowledging it or how it works, which is unfortunate because it's how everybody's acting. It's acting out of trauma, and our whole society is based on it. And I'd like to. They're not touching that part of it. And then, like with Bill Burr talking about women, my theory is that Bill Burr is actually mad at his mom. Ultimately, this is getting Freudian with it, but he's mad at his mom because it sounds like his dad's a total piece of shit. He says his dad's a good guy, but his dad got him a doll for Christmas. I mean, what is that? That's like a psychological attack. It's like really hurting your children. Mm-hmm. So Bill Burr's dad hurt him a lot. It sounds, just from what I've heard off his comedy, hurt him deeply. Bill Burr admits he's very hurt deeply, and he acts out towards his wife and stuff.
Yeah.
He doesn't say about his mom. He just says his mom was this and that, but she obviously didn't protect him, so he's mad at her for that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it works in families like that.
Mm-hmm.
So again, that's going very deep.
Yeah, and you're probably spot on with that. I put that into the equation, and that's it doesn't make what he's saying correct, but I acknowledge that that's probably why he's coming from that point.
It's easier to say women are pissing me off than to say my mom's pissing me off.
Right.
Oh, of course.
It's fucking harder to do that because
because that's where all of us are coming from. Like, there's something in your life that's informed you to this that makes you want, you know what I'm saying? That makes you want to come to the rescue. You get what and you know that.
Absolutely.
And so, I like, 100%, man. I've gotten pretty good, I think, at just like at being like, oh, okay, I think I know a little bit more about Bill now. And then that can be what informs his art. You get what I'm saying? Because he's doing the equivalent of self-therapy, essentially, right?
Yeah, in a way. I mean,
maybe in 10 years he's going to be like, he's good, like,
I hope so.
Maybe he'll come full circle, but I think we all have those blind spots.
That is true.
Well, you think every year each person changes a little bit, and then like you're saying with the 10 years, you have a full circle.
Well, I mean, most people change very little, but you would hope, right? That's
why I say each year is a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, like I've been around this guy for almost 5 years now, and I've seen a whole lot different in good ways.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see other people I don't see in like all the time, and I've over the past 5 years, and things have changed, and I'm like, why are they acting that way? Mm-hmm. And it's funny when you don't know why the changes, and you instantly go to like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But then, like, for instance, I'm just using this as like just an example, but like being around someone a lot, you're like, you understand it to a point where you're like, you're almost looking what's next. Like, oh, this is cool. What else is like? It makes you sit there and go, oh man, what else? What have I changed? Like, you realize these like changes, and they could be big, small. Like, I'm just rambling.
No, and I think the difference you're pointing out is context, right? Like, you know, if all of us leave here and then never hang out again for 5 years, and then we come back after those 5 years, the changes that are there, we have to not only see those changes, accept them, but then we have to decide whether we're part of what caused those changes. You know, there's like all of these calculations that we do without even thinking about it. And just speaking personally, I find for myself that gets in the way of me enjoying art. And I've tried to pull that out and just look at it from like the 10,000 foot, you know, thing. But I always struggle, I think, with exactly what you're saying, which is I have this idealistic, like, dude, no, but you have a responsibility. You have all these people listening. You have all this say and all this clout, and like,
it is a responsibility. I'm glad you used that word. That is what I'm saying. I feel like they're evading their responsibility. A lot of these great artists. And let me say this, like, you know, what I think is really funny is fucking South Park.
Yeah.
South Park is fucking like no holds barred. They're not afraid to say shit.
Yeah.
But it's always for comedy. I really respect South Park for the most part. You know, I don't agree with everything they're saying. I think they're ballsy, you know.
But they bring out the uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And then add a funny too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then another guy, I listened to this guy Logic a few years back, I think. There's a special on Netflix, and my lady turned me on to him.
Logic the rapper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking phenomenal.
I'm only familiar with the recent song that he did with Eminem, but I knew of his name, and then when I saw that, I was like, oh, okay. He's doing a thing.
He's fucking phenomenal. Yeah. What he's doing is he's using the art. First of all, he's just very high level of music and art, but he's using that to fucking reach out to the youth, to give people like a sense of belonging through music. Man, I really respect this guy. Like, he's being very responsible, and he's hitting you so fucking deep. Yeah. And that's, again, it's my preference, but it's so fucking beautiful to see that.
Yeah.
And I can't watch Chappelle and Bill Burr and be like, oh, it's so fucking beautiful. I could say, hey, I laughed. It was funny. If they put out a new special every week, I would watch every single special. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I'm just saying it's not hitting.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah, dude. I like that.
I hear you.
Oh, yeah.
Rap and spoken word is like the playground for that too, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's like... that's a long held tradition in those cultures, like, you know, literature, spoken word, rap. You know, you also have Two Live Crew and stuff like that. Right. But yeah, it's a medium that you can still excel in it being that way.
Right.
Immortal. Do you know who Immortal Technique is?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Same thing. Yeah. You know, he's not an example of a guy who has reached like super insane heights, or like everybody knows his name. Yeah. But all the people who know what's up know his name.
Yeah, he's the shit. He's the shit. Yep.
Oh,
he's here right now as Ghost.
There it is. Whoa. Each time we bring up certain people, man.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah, man, it's a good discussion with you guys on that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Fuck.
That was really good.
I think that was great.
That's almost like, you know, the taxes thing you were talking about, where if someone makes $15 an hour, the people are having to pay almost 20 some an hour.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I know that really sounds like changing subject, but it's almost kind of the same concept of what we were just talking about, to where you think this is what's happening. There's
a back end to it.
There's there you go. Yeah. Very big back end to it.
That's the problem with humans, is we're all fucked up and it shows, and we don't know it's showing.
Yeah.
We're just kind of like,
this right here.
Wait, why doesn't everyone get it?
Yeah.
I'm doing it for this or whatever.
Yeah. And this right here, we had this table, and you may not have saw it, people that are viewing, but there was so much shit that just got piled on here, and the table's clean.
Well, and then with
shit feels good.
Especially with the comedians, you get the observer effect. Now they're informed by the fact that they're in the spotlight.
Right.
So that's changing them, and it's like, fuck, dude, now we're fucking spiraling and shit. You know? It might impede, like you're saying, it might impede their ability. Not at everyone's. It doesn't mean they can't do it, but it might have a negative effect on their desire to push the boundaries.
I would say even Theo Vaughn is he's revolutionary in a way, because he's so satirical. It's beautiful. Theo Vaughn's comedy is beautiful.
Absolutely.
And he's bringing so many people together who feel like they don't belong. like poor white people and stuff in rural parts of the country.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Not only that, he's talking about his own personal psychological growth, making that kind of trendy.
Mm-hmm.
He's not talking about gangbangs and stuff. He's talking about how he quit watching porn.
Yeah.
Which is very good for people's brains, for kids' brains.
Totally.
I just really respect that. People who are kind of on a growth mindset.
Yeah.
So again, that's just where I'm at.
Yeah, I'm into that too, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So kids at home, don't smoke weed. Talk about your problems. Burn the Amazon.
Yeah.
Yep.
Get
Alexa?
the medicines out of there first, though.
Yeah.
Breathe deep and go swim in the ocean before the pH is too high.
That's right. And all the fish will die in the next 30 years.
Yeah.
America 2.5.
2.5?
We got it. Fuck yeah, dude.
2.5 on
I
a
love
scale
you
of
guys.
attractiveness. Love you too.
Did we make it to 10? Love you guys too. Fuck
America.
yeah.